My life is a mess, or at least that's how it feels, and I'm sure that's how we all feel, because it isn't often that any of us think we're on the right track.
About a month ago, my boss asked me if I could update this thought-provoking video. The video walks around our college campus and shows the unique challenges and accomplishments we experience every day. The problem was, after watching it a few times, the only thing that I felt I could do better than this talented videographer was update everyone's outfits from the early 2010s look. So it got me thinking, maybe I was never supposed to recreate this video shot for shot. Instead, I could make a video with the same theme. We all should have more empathy. But I couldn't make a video on something I didn't know much about. So I decided to try to learn to be more empathetic and to document my experience.
I need you to understand. So wait. I need you to understand.
The internet told me one way you can learn to be more empathetic is by being curious about other people's lives. You spend time with them and you ask them questions and you're genuine about what's going on. So I spent this past week talking to people that I normally ignore. I'm not very outgoing, so I struggled to find the courage to talk to strangers. There was no saying how they would react, and I knew it was going to be awkward. I honestly only expected to have some polite small talk. There was no way I could have predicted what actually happened. The first time I had the courage to talk to someone this week was to a guy I walk by every day when entering my class. Finding the courage to get his attention enhanced my day. I asked him how he was doing and what classes he was worried about going into the end of the term. He told me how he was feeling busy, but also had this common sense he was going to be okay. His words were about his own life, but I couldn't help but also feel I was going to be okay. The conversation was so simple, but I was so glad I had it. A couple days in, I realized I was becoming more aware of the people around me. I noticed people's shoes, what they were holding, and their facial expressions. Leaving my apartment, I stepped off the elevator and regretted not talking to the woman who was in it with me. I don't think I'd ever felt that way before. One of my more awkward interactions was while waiting in line to fill up my water bottle at a soda fountain. The woman in front of me got vanilla Coke, so I decided to tell her she made a good choice. She smiled at me sheepishly, then walked away without saying a word. I couldn't help but laugh to myself. She probably thought I was a first-class weirdo. It's too bad that we consider strangers who try to talk to us and ask about our lives the weirdos of the world. There are so many people I pass by every day, and I didn't even notice. Now I do. One of my more unbelievable experiences happened near the end of the week. I walked into a study hall that's typically empty in the summer to find someone sitting near the door. Hoping it would spark a conversation, I asked him if he was there to do homework too. It was so weird because it seemed like he was just waiting for someone to talk to him. He spent the next 10 minutes explaining this book he was reading. Then our conversation went on for another half hour. Last week I would have just kept walking and sat down to do my homework. Instead, trying to start a conversation with a stranger gave me an experience that afternoon I may never forget. How many more people are waiting for someone to just walk up to them and ask about their lives? So here I sit, 1 week into the empathy project, and I can already start to feel a change within myself. In all honesty, I started this project just to make a fun video for my boss, but what started as a box to check off has started to become something I now realize can change my life. I started this week thinking that empathy was all about understanding people, but I ended it with the realization that it starts with noticing them. My life is a mess, or at least that's how it feels, and I'm sure that's how we all feel, because it isn't often that any of us think we're on the right track. But losing myself in the cause of looking outwards and asking others how they're doing has made my life just a little brighter this week. I'm worried if I keep going, seeking empathy is an addiction I may never be able to stop.